This episode of Boss Rush After Dark is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support our family of podcasts, head over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia or search for us on the Patreon app on your smart device. Thanks for helping us build something better.
Hello, what is poppin', everyone? Welcome back to Boss Rush After Dark, the premium podcast show for the network, the alternative podcast show for the Boss Rush Network. I am your host, LeRon Dawkins, and back with me, as always, is the one, the only, that pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov. What's up, girl?
Good evening, friends.
Good evening. And also, not riding shotgun, but riding with us, no doubt. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the boss man himself, Corey Geary. Dude,
Hello. I like being behind you too. Wait, I don't know how that sounds. I know exactly how that sounds. It's After Dark, baby. Just kidding. Hi, I'm here.
Hey. And it's always a pleasure whenever this guy is here with us at the network, especially on Boss Rush After Dark, because like this guy, he knows how it goes around here. Welcome back to the show, Mr. Matthew Kiel.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
She lies. She tells so many lies.
I mean, it's a Tribe Called Quest, and it's Peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
It works on so many levels. I love it so much.
Definitely. You know what though? Lucy Van Pelt is also the same person. Like if a husband was like, "Was I good?" She's like, "Yes, baby, you were good." She's one of those. She's one of those.
Yeah, you were good. It's okay. Go to sleep. I'll take care of it.
What's that buzzing? Don't worry about it.
Oh, my phone. It's just all the alerts, you know.
Oh, good evening, everybody.
I'm in
How's
some
it going?
Discords that be wildin', y'all. Just saying.
Gives a new meaning to shameless plug. Am I right?
Is that plug that
damn
shameless
right?
plug?
No shame in this plug.
Oh boy. I'm glad we're back here. You know, it's Wednesday. It's always our favorite night of the week and everything. You know, I'm glad we're here. You know, Stephanie, you feeling better?
Yeah, maybe.
That sounds like a no.
Well, like the symptoms are different. Like obviously, I'm better enough to actually be here because I know I missed After Dark last time. I couldn't, and I felt well enough to stay up late, but I'm still coughing up a lung every time I go to sleep and every time I wake up. I am coughing for like 20 minutes straight, and my lungs feel like they've been dipped in lava.
Oh, that is not a good description.
Lava lung.
Yeah,
It's like you inhaled Listerine and it's just sort of hanging out in your
yeah.
diaphragm. Yeah.
I mean, haven't been as sick as long as Corey's been sick, but I'm going on 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm ready for this to be done, please.
Well, the
Please.
major difference between you and Corey is like you kind of got after it, like when you figured out like you were sick, whereas Corey was just like, no, it's just a flesh wound.
Yes.
A flesh wound? Your arm's off.
Here's the thing. I've been sick since my wife did the math for me because I'm dumb. Like
1978.
No,
Stop making me laugh.
2 weeks before Christmas, and
That's a long fucking time.
My cough is just going away, and it's February 1st as of this recording. So
basically, what you're saying is the doctor gave you the good shit.
Yeah, I was on. I had an inhaler. I had a steroid.
Corey's like, I'm gonna stay sick, so I keep on this good shit.
Yeah. An anti-inflammatory, an antibiotic, and something else.
Are we just talking general cold, or are we talking COVID?
No,
I had like bronchitis. I had a light case of bronchitis.
Okay, yeah, that's
light.
That's what they told me.
Bronchitis can fuck you up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, I didn't sleep for like a week and a half, and I did all this organizational stuff for Boss Rush. It was really a productive 2 weeks for me on this medication.
Bronchitis, productively painful.
Yeah. So, but I feel better now. Sort of.
Good.
Yeah. So
Now, Stephanie, is it the same situation for you, or you,
So I haven't
what
developed
are you rolling
bronchitis.
with?
I haven't developed bronchitis yet. I thought I had strep throat, but I tested COVID negative, strep negative, flu negative. So the lady's like, "You just have a really nasty ass cold." I'm like, "Cool, awesome,
Mhm.
thanks, 7-year-old
Yeah.
child petri dish."
Do you feel
But-
like it's a false negative for the flu?
I don't think so because I didn't have any fever like that. I
Okay.
was completely
Alright.
fever free. I don't think so.
because she had all the
Both her
cowbell
and
she
her-
needed.
Don't
Both
underestimate
her
the
and
power
her-
of. Huh?
I was gonna say both you and your cat are sick right now.
Yeah, but she's on some good stuff. I'll tell you that. She's still wigging out.
she's the narc can't handle her drugs.
No, she cannot.
Oh man. Well, in the traditional fashion of After Dark, of course we've got some topics and things to get into, and just as a disclaimer, this is the show that we don't always talk about things that are content appropriate for our other anchor shows here on the network. So let's just get right on into it.
Like sexual intercourse.
Okay.
What?
Just remember, consent is key.
We are
And
not. We're not talking about that tonight. Unless somebody had a job where they had to do that, right? Because worst jobs ever. I mean,
You don't know my life. When I first moved to Philly, it was hard out here. I'm just saying.
Look, I'm like Planet Fitness. I'm a judgment-free zone. Okay.
It's hard right now. Shit, like I'm telling you, hashtag OnlyFans is like a skip and a jump away from for certain people around here.
I need to pay that vet bill.
Here.
I was gonna say,
I'm trying to I'm trying to buy a house this year.
Me too.
I'm one or two pedicures away from putting my feet up online. Just saying.
I'm not.
I heard there's a market.
Before we get into topics, y'all ever had a pedicure?
Yes.
Yes.
You should have a pedicure.
It's an experience.
I'd had enough people tell me that like you really should, and then I'm like, oh, fuck it. My wife and I are gonna get pedicures. We did. I've never been so relaxed. It was so nice.
Right?
Unless you're ticklish. I'm very ticklish.
I'm ticklish, but
I just said be a little firmer, and they were fine.
Mm-hmm.
Be a little firmer. Woo! There's so many.
That's how kids are made.
You're not noodling it.
Speaking of which, almost a father still.
Yeah, congrats.
Yes.
You can call Matt Daddy.
Oh.
Well.
So
do you two need a room?
Please, well, we've had a room.
Yeah. We've shared the meat before. Am I right, Matt?
Yes. And let me tell you, we put whiz and onions on that thing.
Wow. Okay.
Stephanie, we're gonna record our own show after episode 55.
Corey and I are a progressive couple. Y'all are welcome. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Are either of you lactose intolerant?
No.
No.
Good. That means we don't have to change.
No, with the amount of cheese I eat, no, I am not.
If I were lactose intolerant, I'd still fucking eat cheese. Cheese is so good.
Yeah. Don't trust anyone that doesn't like cheese.
Yeah, trust them right out the door and never see them again.
If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.
All right, so who's got a topic for us tonight?
There are two, apparently.
Technically, there's three. Because Celeste gave us one that we never answered like a month ago.
Well, let's do hers right now. Then.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. What does Celeste have to say? Because
Nightlights and funny incidents in the dark. Discuss.
Nightlights and funny incidents.
It feels like our intro just kind of like set us up for this.
So I can't say anything because there are police reports pending, so I can't really talk about open investigations.
Oh God.
I told you, dude. You do not need to run the trash out with nothing on. You don't do that. You don't run the trash out naked. You don't do that.
But it was so hot out that night. I was sweaty.
Gotta air those boys out.
Isn't that the worst? That is the worst when like it's so freaking hot that
sweaty balls.
Yeah, no, it's like swamp.
Well, it's not even that.
It's bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This
is the one.
I learned as a teenager that I need to shave down there because it starts to stink real quick. Like it's bad. This is the one thing. I'm talking early funkadelic funk down there. It's bad. Except funkadelic's great. So
when it comes to like the hot summer days, I feel like it's the one time that I envy women that there's just nothing down there, to like supplement the heat.
Okay.
No, I'm saying it figuratively, not literally.
Okay. I can't laugh too much. I'm gonna choke.
Let's put it this way.
I'm not. I can't do that. I can't. No. I have to.
Let's put it this way. Women can forcefully sit down in a chair and not worry if they hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Not if there are Legos on that seat.
Yeah, for sure.
Then everybody gets hurt.
Wow. Nightlights. So.
Okay, yeah. One more time with the question because I forgot the question.
It's just nightlights and funny incidents in the dark. Discuss.
That's it? Like, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like to have a nightlight on because, like, if I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to pee, and sometimes I wake up and I don't know where I'm at because I'm an idiot, and because sometimes I fall asleep on the couch, sometimes I fall asleep in this chair that's right over here, sometimes I go to bed, like. Sometimes I forget where I fall asleep, and I gotta have a light on to see where I'm at when my eyes open.
I envy you. I need absolute darkness, like my soul, just complete darkness, blackout dark. If there's like a light on in another room, I will not be able to sleep.
Oh
yeah.
Well,
I'm also one of those. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the one time it was dark, and I fell asleep on the couch, and our living room is located on this side of the office, and I walk through the office to go to the bathroom, which is behind me, and the cat sleeps in the office. And the one time that the light, a small light wasn't on, I stepped on the cat and I fell down, and the cat yelled at me, and it was just a bad time. And I also had to pee really bad, so
The cat yelled at me because when you said the cat yelled at me, like I've witnessed like when cats are like morally upset at you.
Well,
so
the thing is the hallway that leads from the living room to the kitchen. There's no door in the office, so like my wife yells at me and says I'm too loud when I podcast at night when she's trying to sleep or the kids are trying to sleep. That's besides the point. There's a big open door right here, like an opening. And then it steps down into the office because this house was built in like the 60s. So like there's like the office, there's like one step down, and the cat was leaning up against the step, and I stepped down and I stepped on the cat. I stepped on her leg and her tail because
how dare you?
I know. And she was like, and then she like clawed at my feet. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm down for the count. Just leave me alone. I'm sorry. Go. Now she started sleeping under my wife's desk, which is preferable.
As she should.
But there's always the one night every couple weeks where she still sleeps like up against the step over here. And I have to every time I walk through this door, I look down now because cat.
Wow, she doesn't like to move, huh?
No. She's old, fat, dying for 4 years,
Oh.
Yeah.
Similar to Corey with like steps. Like I like when it's dark, like I have a problem with I either miss the last step going down or I miss the last step going up. So like sometimes you make that Hulk step like yeah, like I do that, or you basically you trip your own stuff down the stairs because you missed the last step and stuff like that. Those are ones I have. Like I'm one of those people where if it's nighttime and it's in dark, like the moment like any type of light hits my eyes, like it will wake my brain up and I can't fall back to sleep. So it's one of those situations where like if I need to go to the kitchen or to another room for something, I do it in absolute dark. So I've accidentally woken my boyfriend up a few times, when we're sleeping over at each other's places and stuff like that, because like I'm trying my best to like go do whatever I have to do, including the bathroom, in the dark. One thing I have started to do though is I get those LED night lights for the bathroom, for the toilet though, like the ones you can put in the toilet. So like when you lift the lid or when it senses that you're coming in, there's a nice little glow, because I don't know, I'm stubborn and I don't want to sit down to pee at night.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
You have to blink real fast. You can strobe in there. Just have a party.
Are you sure you're just not proud of your poops and you just want to look at it before it goes away?
Oh,
what?
Oh. Okay.
Well, just to be fair though, like I've gotten to that age now where sometimes you have to like double check, like just to make sure nothing is wrong with me, before I flush.
I'm gonna call you both out. Both of you doth protest too much. Everybody turns around and has a peek. Don't lie.
I do. That's why I was asking.
Don't lie. No, we all do, Corey. No one's gonna admit it, but we all do.
I just admitted it.
I'm just saying, figuratively.
Corey's like, damn it, I'm proud of it. Like, you better listen to me.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. So I don't need if there's night lights in my place, they're in the hallways and not like in bedrooms and stuff like that, because like that's the absolute best way to keep me awake at night. And I already have one of those brains that doesn't like to shut off. So like if I wake up and like I see like a sliver of light coming through the curtains or the blinds, I'm awake.
Yeah.
It's bad, and I have blackout curtains. My boyfriend hates when he stays over here because we will go to bed and he will not know what time it is the next morning because it's still dark in the room.
Yeah, so your room's like a casino. You just don't know what time it is.
Hey, it's great for gaming though. It's great for gaming.
I'm sure. I'm kind of like that way with sound too. I mean, it doesn't need to be like 100% silence, but I do like it to be quiet. Like some people really enjoy, and I can understand why. What do you call those, like sound machine things? And I was with someone for about 3 years, and he is very much used to, a white noise machine. So he would need it every time he slept over, and I would just use, my son's sleep machine, but like I can't. Like so I would sit and like I would hyper focus on the noise. I don't know why. It's there, so I have to listen to it. And eventually I pass out of exhaustion, but I stay up a little later than I want.
Did he need a white noise machine just to fall asleep or to stay asleep? Because those are okay. Yeah, because I know because of my time in the military, that like with all that ambient noise and stuff, especially I was in the Navy, so I was on ships, so like fan noise and stuff like that. Like it kind of became a thing I got used to. And there's another cool thing about us military folks. We can find anywhere, any place, any way to go to sleep. like you can immediately tell when someone's like ex-military based on where they were falling asleep at. But yeah, like I'm one of those people that like it's easier for me to fall asleep if there's something for me to zone out on. So I usually like fall asleep with the TV on. I'll put the sleep timer on just to make sure, like because the TV will eventually wake me up in the middle of the night. Like if the brain has gotten enough of a recharge and something's still on the television, I will wake back up. But yeah, so that's one of those things. But yeah, nightlights not in the bedroom. Funny incidents in the dark. Besides like tripping up or down the stairs, in the dark, that's about it. Even though like one time, like I love my bed, but I swear like the actual legs of the bed, they protrude out just enough that bumbling around the dark can be a hazard.
Yeah, I can't think of too many with me, but I know this sounds really cruel, but that's just being a parent, and no one just likes to admit it, but we all think it. As a parent, when my son transitioned from a crib to a bed, like with no four walls or whatever, he would regularly roll off the bed and hit the floor, and while he's sleeping, and I think it's freaking hilarious. But I probably shouldn't laugh because a poor kid fell off the bed and the thud. Whoops. So ha ha. I don't know.
Is it the fall out the bed crying, or is it fall out of bed and like a zombie like puts himself back in the bed?
Thankfully, the latter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are funny.
yeah.
Those are funny. Like when they fall out the bed and you like and like you just wait a minute and you just to hear what's going to happen next. You're like, oh, they either fell back asleep on the floor or they got back in the bed.
hmm
Corey, your kids doing any of that?
My kids fall out of bed all the time. My daughter especially. And then she'll wake up and she'll cry. She'll wake everybody else up. And by the time we go in there to help her, she'll there's a rocking chair in her room. She'll just crawl up in the rocking chair and pull a blanket on her and sleep in the chair.
Aw.
And everybody else is up and she's asleep.
Rude.
God,
yeah.
That's the last time I can actually say that. You realize this? It's the last time.
I can read both you and your wives' mind right now. Y'all like this little shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Nightlights. I can fall asleep anywhere at any time. Like I could put my head down right now and just be asleep. So nightlight, I don't nightlights won't keep me awake. Anything. However, sound. Growing up in Des Moines, Iowa, I developed a habit of not being able to sleep when it's quiet. I don't really understand why, but at some point when I was like 10, I started just listening to my Walkman when I went to bed. Didn't really matter genre, volume, like it helped me fall asleep. So I would start doing that to the point where like I would wake up with my headphones on and my mom would be like, "You are going to strangle yourself." And I'm like, lady, I've been doing this for months. No, I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think you're wrong for the concern, but I really don't think that's going to happen. I've been playing fast and loose with that my entire life. Eventually that check's going to cash. I don't know. But now, well, so if I don't have something on, it's really difficult to sleep. Like it was when I think that's probably one of the reasons why when I moved from Des Moines to Philly, I didn't have a whole lot of culture shock. I lived in the art museum area of Philly, which it's not like in the middle of the city, but it's not far. You always hear noise at night. So I like, even in the winter, I would sleep with my windows open because I would always hear noise. And I would sleep fine. Now, if I ever go home and I just hear like crickets, that shit's unnerving. Like I'm like, and I think I have a weird type of culture shock where it doesn't affect me till I go home. Like if I go to Iowa and it's like it hits 9 p.m. there and like nobody's out anymore. It's quiet. It's empty. And all of a sudden I think there's going to be any manner of boogeyman jumping out of any manner of obstacle that I just can't see behind at night. Same thing if like whenever Reba and I go back home, which we haven't had to in a couple of years now, like we have to sleep with something on because it is just so unnervingly quiet there. I will say a couple of funny stories at night. This is one that I remember specifically. I was 9 years old. We had a dog named Sheba, and I wake up at night to go to the bathroom, just routine, gonna empty the bladder. I generally tried to, walk softly because I have a heavy step anyway, and I had one as a kid because my dad used to tell me about it all the time. Like, stop walking so hard. You just wake up everybody. Anyway, so I open the door, I get out, I'm like halfway down the hall. It's pitch black, no night lights needed. I knew my way around my house until our dog decided I was an intruder.
Oh my gosh.
So, it's barking full volume. All of a sudden, I am thrown out of rhythm. I scream at the top of my lungs, turn and run, hit a wall. And I am completely stunned. I'm at the top of the stairs. Roll down the stairs.
No.
At the bottom of the stairs. I'm looking up and I just see my dad go, "What the hell is going on out here?" Meanwhile, I'm at the bottom of the stairs crying at this point. And he's like, "What are you doing down there?" I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Not, are you okay?
And well, I think he was probably still mostly asleep at this point. But then he turned on the light. The dog Sheba runs down the stairs, starts licking my face. He's like, "What the hell happened?" I'm like, "I fell down the stairs." How? Well, I got out to go to the bathroom. Sheba starts barking. I run because I'm scared out of my head. Hit the wall because I forgot where I was and rolled down the stairs. Nobody was hurt. I still laugh about this. Probably still have some brain cell issues, but we don't even talk about that. But the one complaint I have about my wife's pregnancy, this is a minor gripe at best. It's been hard for her to sleep at night, which valid, but because it's hard for her to sleep, I can't just put anything on. It has to be something that she's familiar with, that she knows, and nothing interesting is going to happen. So basically, as long as she knows what's going to happen, she can fall asleep. So unfortunately, for the past 5-6 months, I've had to fall asleep to one of the following. I've had to fall asleep to Friends. I've had to fall asleep to Big Bang Theory. Or I've had to fall asleep to Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
wow.
I love Reba so incredibly dearly. However, if I never have, it's pretty bad when I'm saying, please just play the Big Bang Theory because it is the best of that bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll whatever. I don't care what people want to say about Friends. Those motherfuckers aren't friends. Those motherfuckers hate each other. Every single one. And two of them get fucking married.
They're weirdos in Friends. That's all I'm gonna say.
I saw a TikTok that said, I don't like Friends. I like Living Single, which is what Friends is a ripoff of. Blew my fucking mind because it's correct. I never made that connection. Living Single fucking rules because they're actually friends. But and Grey's Anatomy is like, there's no hospital. I can't say that, but like that feels the most unrealistic of an emergency room, of a surgery setting, of anything that I've ever worked in. I've been in healthcare for 10 years, in OR, in ER. I've been in all those situations. That's bullshit, number one. Number two, even in Grey's Anatomy, the x-rays are wrong. So I'll tell you that right now.
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when they say, like, "Oh, look at this guy's chest." Yeah, you're holding up an x-ray of a femur. That's a leg. Like, that's not a chest. Dumb doctor.
Okay, I think you're being dramatic there, but
no.
See, I don't really care for Grey's Anatomy. The crazy part is I like medical dramas, but I never cared for Grey's Anatomy. Now the medical drama that I am all about right now is freaking The Resident.
Okay, I don't know anything about that. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whenever people started talking about a McDreamy, I'm like, ugh. All right.
Yeah.
Don't care. Don't care.
Yeah. See, when everyone was saying, when everyone pointed him out, I'm like, oh, he's that dude from Can't Buy Me Love. He's a fucking asshole. And I'm the only one that remembers that.
Which one's McDreamy?
I I don't know his name.
Uh,
I want to say it's Patrick.
Okay, Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, because McSteamy was the other one.
Yeah,
there's a McSteamy.
McSteamy was the one that fucked everybody. McDreamy
God.
was the one. McDreamy was the one that only fucked a couple of them, but ended up with Gray.
Wow, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I will say this. I said this when I was with my ex-wife because she started liking Grey's Anatomy. The only character that is worth anything in that show, George O'Malley. He rules, and that's it. And they killed him. So, so spoiler alert for like 12 years ago. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I could have all of these lights on. It could be the middle of the day. I could go back to that couch and fall right asleep after drinking 3 Red Bulls. So nightlights don't affect me at all.
You know, I actually was reminded of a story, and it is actually a in the dark story. Literally, just a story because it happened to be in the dark.
Go on.
Well, it's not that interesting. It just exists.
Aww.
I went to Vegas with my friend.
We're in Vegas now. Nice.
It was her birthday celebration, so it was like a girls' trip, her and I. And we were on a budget. We're just trying to do like a bunch of different things. We don't have an unlimited budget to gamble.
Sure.
And we found this unique experience, and we're like, sure, we'll give it a shot. And it's dining in the dark. Has anyone heard of that at all? So
Yes, I've heard of that.
you literally they lead you to a table. It is pitch black, and you're supposed to eat and stuff. And at first we thought like, oh, it's the coolest thing. We're gonna use all of our senses except our sight. I don't know why. My friend got like super paranoid because as soon as we sat down and it is pitch black, she goes, "What's that noise? Who's that over there? Oh my gosh, what if the waiter comes in and slits our throat?" I'm like, dude, seriously? Did you have to say that? And she freaked out and like grabbed my hand and like was squeezing the life out of me every time she heard like the smallest of noises. So this whole time I thought I was gonna get murdered.
Well, but see, now you did exactly. I don't know which one of you said. I don't remember which one of you said you were going to use all your senses but sight. But that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
you literally did that, and unfortunately, when you close your eyes, you hear better. That probably sounds like a myth, but like I know when I close my eyes, all of a sudden I'm paying attention to whatever I hear.
Yeah, but just the whole time she was just for some reason now all of a sudden thinking that something's gonna come around and like rip our heads off. I'm like, okay.
Oh boy,
the dark is scary.
Mm.
Did we talk about that at all last week on our Facing Our Fears episode?
Oh, is that what you guys talked about, like phobias or fears?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think Jesse mentioned that actually. The dark.
All right, let me rattle that real quick. I'm afraid of heights, death.
Me too.
Death.
Well,
everyone's afraid of death.
Okay, so it's still a fear. Clowns.
Yes, clowns.
Clowns.
Definitely.
I hate just terrifying clowns.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the fear of clowns.
Listen, buddy.
No, I'm not. No, I am not. I am not trying to shame anybody. I'm not trying to say, sack up. It's just a clown. Because I mean, aesthetically, you could
clowns
see
put
like
you in sacks.
Oh.
Scary.
Well, in the attack from
now we're talking.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, my parents were watching it and I was a little child, kind of like what they did to me with Chucky. They were watching it when I was a child and then I was terrified of dolls after that. Same thing with clowns. They were watching Killer Clowns from Space and it's like burned into my brain like the clowns would like wrap up the people in cotton candy and stick a squiggly straw in them and drink their blood. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a clown's gonna kill me. And guess what? Around that same time, my grandparents took me to a circus and I got called up to the center of an arena with a clown. I was traumatized.
Y'all can never talk shit. Y'all can never talk shit to me again about my irrational fear of the xenomorphs from the Alien movies. Never again.
Just say it, man. The dark is scary. Nobody can hear you scream in space. Or the dark. Or if you're alone.
Oh no, a bunch of people heard me scream in the dark as a 9-year-old.
I guarantee you in the dark, Stephanie can hear that clown horn though.
Oh, no.
Man, let me tell you, the dark.
I'm sorry, Steph. That's the only one that's the only shot I'm gonna take at you tonight.
Okay. That's
so
fair.
I don't know if I'm gonna say I don't know if the xenomorph is really irrational.
It is. Aliens are scary. Have you seen that thing? Have you seen Alien? I haven't,
Yeah.
because those things are scary.
Yeah, but you haven't seen movies, so
Right. Thank you. I'm glad somebody said it tonight.
Well, you know,
I get tired of saying it.
I enjoy only the best of movies, like Indiana Jones.
And the
I was just about to say Indiana Jones. Which, speaking of, I'm getting ready to marathon those 4 movies.
Yeah. Oh wow! All right.
Great movies.
Getting a marathon. No, I love the Indiana Jones. Like
Crystal, I will say this, and I think that Corey, Stoy, and I did the correct job when we ranked those movies.
Mm-hmm. Standard definition.
Would y'all rank Crystal Skull?
Was it?
It was last.
I think it was last. Yeah,
it was last, but we had a debate.
Yeah,
but it was last.
I think Crystal Skull was a bad movie. I don't think it was a bad movie. It just did not stand up to the previous 3.
Personally, I think Temple of Doom is worse than Crystal Skull.
So do I. I think I also
really. I love
Stoy fought super hard. He's like, I'm not doing. He's like, I let y'all have Last Crusade.
True. He did let us put Last Crusade first.
Yeah, because it's correct. But
yes. Oh man, Indiana Jones, great franchise. I really hope this new one is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Same.
It doesn't have to be amazing, but I just hope it's not bad.
Have you all seen trailers for the new Back to the Future?
No. What? They're making a new Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Is it a reboot?
No.
Wait, what?
It's
everybody. On the face of it, everybody's back. It's directed by Steven Spielberg, not by Robert Zemeckis.
Wait, hold on. I feel like you're lying to me here.
And I think the way, because I've only seen it on TikTok, but I think it's everybody's trying to find Marty, including his son, who is played by one of the modern Justin Garfield. This one of the modern Spider-Man.
Oh.
Wait, hold on.
And
are you sure?
I'm okay with this. I will wait and see.
I can't even believe that they're trying to do that. But then again, we got Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I have yet to see, but I've
amazing
heard
movie.
Stellar things about it. Oh, is it? Okay. I wanted to see the movie. I wanted to see the movie, and it was right. It was right after my boyfriend and I started seriously dating and stuff like that. I wanted to see the movie.
Oh, you're getting busy.
He wasn't interested in seeing the movie, so that war has started. Whereas oh, I don't watch movies anymore because of my significant other. That war has started. No, I'm being over dramatic about that.
I mean, I'm kind of lucky. I'm kind of lucky. Like Reba realizes that our tastes are just vastly different, and we can kind of go our own ways, which is cool.
Yeah, Sana and I are the same way. I mean, we have things that we watch together, or do together, but then it's like, well, she prefers this, and I'm, gonna go do my own thing. So,
okay, so now I have a question. So, and you'll appreciate this. This is specifically for, LeRon, I want you to chime in because I'd like to hear your thoughts. Okay. But this is probably going to be more of a wheelhouse for Corey and Stephanie. What kinds of things prepare you to be a parent?
Oh God,
nothing.
Nothing. Everything you think, or your friends tell you, or your parents tell you, you're just going to throw it out the window the first day because your kid is going to act different than you did or your friends' kids did. Like even my 2 kids, right? They're totally different. When my daughter was like 1 and 2, she had a real problem like biting and whatever. And my son is turning 2. And tonight, and my daughter never did this, by the way. And he We say he goes into rage mode, and he picked up a scooter and threw it across the room. He picked up a beanbag chair and threw it across the room.
Jeez.
He picked up a little chair and threw it across the room tonight too. And he every time he throws something, he throws his arms down. He's like, "Arr!" Like it's super funny until obviously when he throws big heavy things, it's kind of scary. But then he does that and it's hilarious. But my daughter never did that. She colored on the walls. She smeared yogurt on the carpet or on the TV, or she just they're two very different children who came from the same parents, right? And
you had to preface that.
No, I'm just saying, and my cousins are all there. It's a family of 5, and all of them could not be vastly different from the next kid, right? It's just there's nothing that's going to prepare you for it. But all I can say is you're going to figure it out and do the best you can, and you're going to mess up.
Sure.
Probably once or twice a day, maybe even.
Only once or twice? Giving me some credit.
Yeah. So
I mean,
go ahead,
Steph.
Sorry. Maybe you might be able to relate to this a little bit, Matt, but being in the medical field, I kind of think more like that. So I did buy one of those, it's not really how to raise a child book, but it's a thick book of about what every stage of a child goes through. Like, what are the general milestones? What are the typical things that you see or deal with that? But that's just how my brain works, being in pharmacy and stuff like that. So I found that helpful because that's how my brain works. So I was able to use that as a guide. I was still flustering and bumbling like a fool every time, but it was my binky, okay, I have this thing. But actually, I do change my mind, and I do have one answer is, as long as you have a good support system, whatever that may be, that I think is what ultimately just kind of gets you through it. Support system.
Well, like what you were saying about milestones, those are things that I have questions about for sure. And I have a mother-in-law who's an occupational therapist and a wife who's a psychotherapist, and both of them, and I know you and I were talking before recording started tonight at all. My wife knows a ton about early childhood development, and being a parent. And I don't want to say being a parent, because I feel like that's the wrong way to word that, but she knows a lot about young babies. My mother-in-law's specialty is 0 to 3. So in terms of the child meeting milestones, I will know to the day if that child has met a milestone. What I won't know is what I need to do to get them there. And I think, and I know this topic is a nice, fun little discussion, and I didn't expect anything to be oh, here's the cheat code to being a parent, because there's absolutely no such thing.
But there's another thing. My son, I love him. He is an amazing child, but he's slow. And that caused me a lot of stress in the beginning, because I'm like, oh, milestones. How come other kids that are his age or younger are doing this and not this? And I realized that really gave me a lot of unnecessary stress. I felt like they still can be gray areas if you give it time, and eventually he caught up. I mean, some kids, they don't catch up, or they need help catching up, but it's just also know that milestones are guidelines. A lot of things are guidelines.
I don't think there's any there's no hard and fast way to life at any level. And I mean, I'm not, when I ask, Reba or my mother-in-law, so when does crawling happen? When does, if I know one of the things Corey said to me when I first told him that I was going to be a father and I knew it was a son, he's like, so the minute you change a diaper, put a towel over it. And he didn't even have to say what it was. And I'm like, oh yeah, because that'll be a fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then like, I feel like it within that same conversation, or that this might have been Lee from Phoenix Overdrive. He's like, look, you're gonna make mistakes, but just remember, it's not the mistakes you make, it's, you know, how you course correct. Because it can always be course corrected until it can't be.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that it can't be, you'll know when it can't be. Or maybe, or if you don't, if for some reason you don't know, you will learn that way too late and regret it for the rest of your life. So the whole point is just try and be, try and be amenable to the situation. Try and be reactive rather than 100% proactive.
Yeah. I also want to say that like my daughter was a lot quicker on picking up things like reading and talking.
Because girls are smart.
Yeah. I mean, girls pick up things faster than, so like if a milestone says, oh well, your kid should be talking by this age or whatever, and they're like a month or two behind, it's okay. Like my daughter was like speaking words in almost full sentences by the time she was like almost a little over a year and a half, and my son is like struggling to come up with like words to say, you know, like he still can't talk the way that she was talking, and he's almost 2. But also he was that way with walking. Like he just refused to walk. And it was getting to the point where we were starting to get kind of worried. And then one day he just stood up and started running down the hallway, you know? So, I mean, it's you just
like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. Just stood up and started running down the hallway. And we were like, oh, well, I guess we don't have to worry about that. So, you know, they're still on their own timeline.
Corey and his wife are sitting there like, man, our son's starting to get kind of derpy.
We thought that because like he would like pull himself, right? Like with his arms and just like basically army crawl on the floor. And then like he started crawling out of nowhere because he wouldn't. And then he just stood up, right? And just started doing his thing. And we were just like, oh, okay, well.
But see, I'll bet you all of us individually have that thing in our life that we just could not do, and then all of a sudden could.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you exactly what it was for me.
Like talk to people.
Wait, who?
Me.
Are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was like,
well, see,
Matt is the one who's kept the whole conversation lubricated tonight.
I will say I've never known you not being able to talk to people. So I can't speak to that. But I remember when I was learning to drive a semi, and I shit you not, when I was being supervised by a driver, I was absolutely dog shit at driving a semi. Now, part of me is like, were they overreacting to things I was doing or choices I was making in certain situations? That very well could be, because no one wants an accident on a CDL, because that can really follow you forever. Not unlike, you know, crimes. But when I went and, you know, did my driver's tests all of a sudden I was a fucking master. Like the driving instructor was like, how long have you been practicing? And I'm like, literally 2 days. And they were like, that's amazing. Because usually people have to do this 3 or 4 times. And usually we have to say, wait 2 months and then come back. But like, you did everything basically flawlessly. I think I got a 99 because they didn't want to give me 100. And I come back with my CDL, and the driver that had been supervising me for the 2 days prior, he's like, how the fuck? Because you were doing absolutely dog shit yesterday. I'm like
whose dick did you suck to get that?
Oddly none. but
not that time.
But so, and I'll bet you, and I have a weird memory where I can recall shit that I did like a way long time ago that I probably shouldn't be able to remember what I do. But I'll bet you somewhere in the recesses of each of our minds, we all have that one moment where I was absolutely dog shit, and then all of it, like, well, Corey probably is like talking to people. I was bad at it, then all of a sudden I wasn't. I started DNA and I've been going ever since.
Yeah.
This is a very minor one, but it's like I couldn't whistle for the longest time, and I was always frustrated as a kid. And then one time, without even like putting in a lot of effort, I just started whistling. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, see, I have a feeling for you, Stephanie, and this, I'm not like trying to paint you in a certain way, but I feel like it was writing for you. All of a sudden, you were just good at it.
Thanks for the compliment. I don't know if I'm still good at it though.
I'll
But
bet
thank
you
you.
are.
Aw,
I'll bet you are. I read Boss Rush every so often, and yours are pretty good.
thank you.
So I don't have the time as much as I would like, but I try. I mean, not to take over anybody's hosting duties. What do you say we get out of here? I feel like we've had a time.
No. I was waiting for the right segue to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I got you, fam. It's fine.
All right. Well, cool. Do you want to take us out, or do I have it?
I think Matt's just going to host now.
I will do this very poorly.
Hey, give me a night off sometime.
You know what, LeRon? No, you are the PC muscle race. I have to tag you in. You got
this. Look at that! Look at that! That nickname's getting around. All right, everyone. Well, that is our show for tonight. As always, we want to thank you for tuning in and listening to us, for hanging out with us. If make sure check us out. Whether you hit us up on the free feeds or if you're on the Patreon, do what you gotta do. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up tonight. Before we go, real quick, Matt, refresh everybody how they can get with you.
cohost.org/infinite-rewind. That's the social media platform I prefer.
Cool. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. On behalf of Corey and Stephanie, I just want to say good night. Be careful out there. Take care of yourselves. And come back and have fun with us again when we come back with another episode of Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast show for the Boss Rush Network. We love you. Good night.
Next time y'all see me, I'll be a dad.
Oh,
I'll
yes.
call you
Yeah,
Daddy.
Call him Daddy Matt.
Oh,
Daddy
stop.
Matt.
You guys.
Don't call me Mad Daddy either. I do not want to make you jump. I swear.
So long. We love you.
Bye.